I'll be honest. I don't know how this video is going to go. But I always feel like that's the best way to start off a video, right? Is you don't know how it's going to go, but it's going to go well, I feel like. So what I did, which you probably could tell by the title, is I put everyone on a contract here. Now, I've done that in previous videos, whatever. That's pretty much, you know, my age old. I'd love to do that. But what I also did was I changed what players cared about. So if I go over to, I think it's, what is this under? Team salaries, right? I went ahead and put everyone on 1 year contract, and I changed their motivation for the off season when they are free agents. Because gotta keep in mind, not every single player here is going to get signed, right? Some players will resign with their team, but a lot of players will also hit free agency. I made the motivation and what they cared about one thing and one thing only, which was a warm weather state. So they want to get signed or go to a state that, you know, is warmer, like Florida, for example, like California, Texas, those states. So because of that, I'm kind of interested to see what will happen. Because when I did this all about, like, all the players cared about was money, we saw some really big contracts. Like, they got paid the bag. A lot of players did. A lot of players actually re-signed with their team and then got paid the bag. And free agency wasn't as crazy because of that. There should be no reason why most of these players are re-signing with their said team. Because, for example, if you're, I don't know, a team in the AFC North, you're not a warm weather state. Like, yeah, you get warm weather in the summer, but for football season, no. I mean, honestly, I feel like most players, if this does work correctly like it should, they should all sign with Miami. We should see Miami become a super team. Because that's the one team that, in theory, is the best for warm weather state. California as well. Texas, Louisiana, so we'll see how this ends up turning out, but there's going to be a lot of big contracts as well. So let's actually go ahead and look over at transactions real fast, and let's see if anyone got re-signed. Okay, so players are actually getting re-signed. Let's get a re-signed here. Rocky and Singh got re-signed. J.C. Jackson. Mari Cooper got a 3-year deal. So there's a lot of players, actually. I mean, it's not as much as last time when I made it so they only care about money, but it is a good amount. And I'm kind of wondering what free agency is going to look like now. Because if all these guys get re-signed to their said teams, let's go, for example, let's go to the Bears, right? So the Bears did not re-sign Caleb Williams. The Bengals did not re-sign, they didn't re-sign Joe Burrow. Josh Allen didn't get re-signed. So the big name quarterbacks have not gotten re-signed yet. Those are usually the contracts that take the longest and are the most difficult to figure out. I'm hoping that they do hit free agency. Also, I do have to do one thing here. I have to set off-season trades and free agency. I have to set these two to manual. Therefore, I can actually see what happens in the off-season. If not, the CPU will just do everything, and that's not exactly what we want here. But it looks like the Chiefs are going to be one of the best teams in the league in this franchise, because right now they're currently 11-2, and I'm not expecting that to change anytime soon. Obviously, this season doesn't really matter that much, outside of players getting re-signed and players finding, or I guess, working out new contracts. But I think, based on what I've seen for the past in Madden, there's only a couple dates where players do actually re-sign, or maybe not, actually. Let me see. Go to re-signed. Blind, there we go. So usually how this works, again, I'm going based off the past here. Usually how this works is players get re-signed on like anywhere from week 4 to week 7, and then it kind of drifts off a little bit. Looks like we did have some week 14 signings though. Najee Harris got a new contract. But also, here's another factor that does kick in here. is the salary cap. I don't turn off the salary cap when I do these videos. So if you're a team and you blow your whole entire budget, your whole entire salary cap on, you know, players that you're re-signing, you're not going to have any money for free agency. And if you're a bad team, you can wait. But the bad teams like New England, you know, you're not really helping yourself out there. So the Cowboys went 16-1, 13-4, okay. Hopefully some quarterbacks hit free agency. Let's just keep going, though. Broncos 2-15. Nice. So most franchises I've done lately, it has literally been same copy and paste Super Bowls. Yup, Ravens, Cowboys. I was just about to say that. Oh, man. Shout out to EA Sports and their complete, you know, change of what Super Bowls will be. I hope next season changes that a little bit. I hope they don't go as the same as this season, where it's like every Super Bowl, if you sib a franchise and you don't control a team, it's going to be guaranteed those teams, like every single time. Gets to a point where it's so repetitive, it's like, yeah, it's first year like that. Maybe not years after that, but the first year is always that one. All right, so let's go ahead and go to free agency. Who's available, and why do they only want warm weather states? So as you can see right here, Roquan Smith, he wants a warm weather state, warm weather state, warm weather state. And every single player has that same exact categories. So, this free agency is actually not that good. I mean, there's a lot of good players, but it's not as crazy. It looks like a lot of these guys got re-signed. All right, so let's go our first week. Tampa Bay got a new player, it looks like. Jamar Chase went to Las Vegas, which is, again, a warm weather state. Arizona, warm weather state. LA, warm weather state. Houston, Tampa Bay, Chargers, Saints. Falcons, I will give. Georgia is somewhat. It's above Florida, but it is still warm weather. It looks like we have our first cold weather state, which was the Patriots here. Bills got a guy. Jags got a guy. New York got a guy. Well, technically New Jersey. Washington, Georgia. And then we got New York again. And then we got San Francisco. So, a lot of signings in mostly warm weather states, but some non-warm weather states as well. Laramie Tunzel goes to Miami. Chris Lindstrom goes to Houston. We got Trey Hendrickson goes to LA. Okay, this is exactly what I thought would happen. Carolina, again, warm weather state. So there are some that go to non-warm weather states because it's just, you know, you only have so much money in free agency. But holy crap. It's a lot of warm weather states. And our last level we have here. So it looks like our 3 quarterbacks. Again, all warm weather states. I'm going to keep repeating that apparently. But going down this list here. Oh, this is beautiful. Okay, yeah. DeAndre Hopkins goes to Dallas. Detroit, Calvin Ridley, man. Detroit ain't warm weather, man. That's going to be a no-go for you, buddy. Green Bay, David Bakhtiari, he just wanted to go back there. I just fully believe he just wanted to go back to that state. He just wanted to go back to the Packers, which right now I believe David Bakhtiari is still a free agent as well. But, yeah, interesting. So let's go ahead then and just keep simming forward. And before we go into the draft, which we're not really going to go into draft that much, but what I want to do here is I want to take a look at what these teams look like now. Especially the warm weather state teams. I told you. I was going to say that a million times this video. Because the free agency was great, but it wasn't as plentiful. It is kind of crazy how many players do get re-signed to those said programs. You know, you would think that more players would hit free agency, but I guess, you know, in this hypothetical universe that this ever happened, teams are probably desperate to get back their playmakers. So let's look at free agent recap. So signed wise, we got Okay. Wait, Richardson, Panthers. Michael Penix goes to the Giants. Okay, I'm just going to go through this like this. I'm just going to go down this list here to show you guys who got signed, where they got signed, and then we're going to look at all these teams and see how much better they are. My guess is the Cardinals are going to be a lot better of a squad because it looks like they got a lot of good players. All right, so starting off right away, let's start off at the top of the list here. So, Bears are not a warm weather state. I'm going to skip that. Bengals, no. Bills, no. Denver, Colorado. They got the Smoky Mountains, too. Browns, no. Tampa Bay is a warm weather state. So they got Roquan Smith, it looks like. TJ Hawkins sucks. They got Derrick Henry. Okay. Not a bad, little combo there. They got Gardner Johnson. Brandon Cooks. Jermaine Pratt. Alvin Kamara, DeAndre Campbell. Wow. Yeah, well, they definitely got a lot of great players. Amarius Mims went there. The Bengals first round draft pick. Graham Barton ends up going there. Well, no, he got drafted there. Never mind, I'm an idiot. He got drafted there. Cardinals, Warm Weather State. They got Saquon. They got Michael Pittman Jr., Joe Bentonio, DJ Reader, Khalil Mack, Michael Pierce. Cheeto ends up going there. Wow, this is, again, like I said, I expected this to go well, but I didn't expect it to go this well. I thought players would still go to other teams, but yeah, no, majority of the guys went to warm weather states. Trey Hendrickson, Zay Flowers went there. Dalton Knox went there. Okay, nothing too crazy for the Chargers, it looks like. All right, hold up. All right, so it's like storming outside, guys. So, might end up losing power here, but we're just going to kind of try to go through these teams a little bit faster here. The Cowboys got a lot of great players. They got a lot of free agents here. Dolphins did to a certain degree. Yeah, I'm definitely about to lose power, but that's why I went ahead and did that cut, so I at least have the first part of this video if we do lose power. But Falcons, okay, it seems like a lot of players went to the first select teams, and now it's like this is like a trickle down effect for these rest of these teams, where it's like some players go to these other teams, but it's like everyone was like, you know what? What's the warmest place on Earth? List off the warmest place. Okay, we're going to go there. We're going to go to the warmest place on Earth possible. Rams. Yeah, no, it was definitely a triple down effect. Like, they had a list of teams. They just looked up on Google top 10 warmest states on Earth, and they were like, let's just go to those teams. And by the time they got down the list, it was like nobody left. But guys, tell me down below your thoughts and opinions. I'll see you guys next one.